Today's our second guest is Mr. Killings. Good afternoon, Mr. Killings.
Good afternoon.
And so we will start an interview.
Okay.
First question: can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Keelan Small. I am from Jamaica. I am a physics teacher. I am married with 2 children. My wife's name is Deborah Watts Small. And my 2 kids are actually here with me in Kazakhstan. They attend the INJU. Now, one, the girl, who is 3 years old, she is in kindergarten, and the boy, who is 6.5 going 7, he is in class 2.
He studies here.
Yes, he is in INJU.
Is it good for you to live here, or
If it's
is it good to live here, or you
can
prefer another country?
Oh, well, it is good for me to live here. Yes, the culture is new, the culture is different, but the truth is life is about variety. Yes? And it's about learning about others and learning how to adapt to varying situations. So it is good to be living here.
You said that your profession is physics teacher.
Yes.
And when you start your being physics teacher?
Okay, my profession as being a physics teacher started back in 2003. In terms of being a science teacher, really started earlier, but that was general science. But physics specifically started back in 2003.
Is your profession interesting for you?
Yes, very much interesting for me because as a physics teacher, you think as a scientist does. You investigate things, you try to solve problems, you try to make work easier, yes? Meaning, as a scientist, you try to work smarter, not necessarily harder. So it is very, very interesting. And one of the things that makes it also so interesting is that you learn that in life, other than the eternal being, whom we call the creator, there is nothing that is absolute. And what I mean by this is, for example, years ago in school, I was told that Pluto is a planet. And if I ever wrote anything otherwise, I would get it incorrect. However, today, if I write, or if you write that Pluto is a planet, then you will get it incorrect because the scientist now says that Pluto is no longer considered a planet. So therefore, that's how science works. Science tells you that all we are giving you is a logical explanation of how things may work. Yes? Nothing absolute. So we take it for what it's worth here and now, but we keep our minds open for new knowledge.
Okay, thank you. And also, when is your birthday?
Oh, my birthday is on April 22. So that's next year, April 22.
Thank you. So let's go to the second point.
Okay.
Our theme is telephoning and texting is a better way for communicate with people than writing by hand
Yes.
letters. So the first question is, can you share your opinion about telephoning and texting and writing letters by hand? Which is good for you?
Okay, well, for me, having such a busy schedule, I can tell you sometimes when you go to put pen to paper, it can take you a while. Yes? Because one of the things that comes to mind, when you are writing, you tend to be more formal. Yes? And you want to put everything together grammatically that. However, on the telephone and via text, it's a unique language. A language that you can use shortened forms of word, yes,
Yes.
You can say, for example, email a texting LOL.
Yes.
Yes, just like that. Somebody knows right away that you mean laugh out loud. But if you were to sit down to write laugh out loud, you realize that how many letters you use to form those words, and you use 3 words. Now, the next thing is that in texting, if you have your mobile on you, anywhere you are, you can quickly and speedily, immediately send within seconds an SMS. Yeah? Now, when you are writing, you write, you go to the post office, and you put it there. Depending on where it's going, it could take even up to a month before that information arrives or reaches that individual. Upon reaching that individual, that information may no longer have any validity, because the time period, it might have been time sensitive. Person should have known maybe within a day, but 1 month after, it didn't make any sense. Yeah? But texting, 1 second, 2 seconds, it's gone. Yes? So I personally think that, especially for people who are quite busy and on the move, that the telephone or to text is far more efficient.
So the second question is from Mirasi.
Our second question is,
Yes.
how often do you use the texting equipment?
Well, and basically on a daily basis, basically, because to be honest with you, I cannot recall within the last 3, 4, 5 months if I have written a letter. Yes, but I have been communicating, yes, and effectively too. Yes.
So
Thank you.
the
So-
third question is from Fariza.
Yes, I ask you about how how would you feel if you don't have telephone?
Oh, to be honest, I would feel like I am isolated, cut off from civilization. I would feel like I am back in maybe the medieval ages, going back. To be honest, I would wonder where I am, if I am on Earth or on some other planet. I don't really know if right now how I would adjust, because it has become such a part of me to use the telephone, to use texting, or to use email and such like that. Going back to the days of everything you want to do is to write, I don't even know if I want to bother with that. Yes? So really, I think that the technology in terms of texting and telephoning has progressed. Our means of communication are far away. And I think that even in terms of production, that it has increased our capacity to produce in a more efficient manner. Because right now, if I want to see one of you and you're in your classes, I don't necessarily have to leave from my class or from where I am to communicate with you. I can send a text, and within seconds, you could do this. And you say, oh, right, after this session, I will go to see Mr. Keeling. Yeah? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Killings.
Yes, you are most welcome, and do call me again for a more interesting interview. And
Sure.
yes, and I think that this is a very, very interesting topic that you have chosen. Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Take care.